What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Jose here at the First Round By podcast, accompanied by my boy, Mr. Soss.
What is going on, one and all? Welcome back to yet another episode. This one is episode 36. And on this one, we're going to continue talking about fantasy football. It's right around the corner. And if you haven't yet, check out our first episode 35. I literally just wrote it down and I just had to look at it. But that one's talking about quarterbacks. And we went through our top 5 plus sleepers. Well, Jose had 6 and then a sleeper. But yeah, so go check that episode out if you have not yet. So with that being said, Jose, what you got?
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So to piggyback off what he said, this will be a running back episode. Very excited. I was kind of having a hard time to choose my top 5, and I chose a couple of sleepers, but this one was a little bit harder for me. And if this is your first time doing fantasy football, always, in my opinion, this is my opinion. I've been doing this. I'm not an expert now, but I've been doing this for about 6-7 years now. Always go with the best available running back.
Absolutely.
If you're picking first, personally, I'd probably go running back because the running back pool, for whatever reason, it's always kind of scarce.
Oh, yeah.
And not only that, but a lot of running backs always tend to get injured first.
They do.
So you always want to, I don't know.
They definitely do.
I feel like you always want to get a running back. If, let's just say, like, 5 running backs go and the next receiver, or like the next running back is not the greatest, and you have, like, you know, one of the better receivers, and maybe you go a receiver. But anyway.
Yeah.
We're going 5 to 1.
5 to 1. We're going to be alternating. So
my 5th quarterback
running back?
Or I'm sorry, my 5th running back is Davin Cook.
Davin Cook. Okay.
So I know the past couple of years he's been like top 2, top 3. I kept him in my top 5 just because the talent's there. He's very elusive, very fast when he gets to the open field. Can juke you, and historically, the Vikings, they really like to use the running back.
They really do.
And he's a really good a goal line back as well.
Yes.
So I don't know. Davin Cook made it to my 5th. I did see a post earlier today that apparently Justin Jefferson was saying that they were going to a
running back by committee.
No, that they were going to a pass first offense. Because in the past, I guess they were a run-first offense.
Interesting, yeah.
So that might... I don't know how true that is, obviously, but that's kind of playing a little factor. And also, Davin Cook, he's kind of injury-prone as well. And that's the reason why he's number 5.
That is interesting.
Obviously, if he's available, like at freaking pick number 12 or something, go ahead and grab him, right?
Yeah, might as well.
But yeah, Davin Cook, my number 5.
Okay. So you'll actually be surprised that I actually don't have Davin Cook in my top 5.
Interesting.
Yeah. At number 5, I actually had Naji Harris.
Okay.
And part of the reason why he's a good all-around back. He's going to definitely be the focal point of that Pittsburgh offense now, especially since they've got a rookie quarterback, and I don't even know if the rookie quarterback's going to be starting. I haven't seen anything because I'm not a Steelers fan, so I haven't really been checking. But what I do know is that Naji Harris has a ton of talent. He's going to be he catches the ball pretty well too. So especially in PPR league. So I don't know if we mentioned that, but we're talking based off of a PPR league. But yeah, so I went with Naji Harris, and like I said, part of the reason why, literally just because he's a good all-around back. And I was also having trouble with picking running backs and stuff, especially the later numbers. So top 5, top 6, all that good stuff. So
solid. You'd be surprised at my number 4. My number 4 is Naji Harris. Reason being, you kind of did a great job explaining everything, but for me, obviously, Big Ben is out of the picture. You're probably going to have, if not Kenny Pickett starting at quarterback, you're probably going to have Mitch Trubisky, which, to be honest, we don't know really much about Kenny Pickett. Obviously, he did pretty good in college, but now we're talking about NFL football.
Absolutely.
Mitch Trubisky, we know what he's done in the past. Yeah, he's in a new system, and he's got Tomlinson behind him, but, still. And I don't know. Obviously, Juju's out of the picture. So I feel like this offense is going to be kind of like brand new in a way.
Oh, yeah.
So
it's going to be a new look offense for sure.
And kind of like what you said, Naji Harris, I feel is going to be the focal point of the offense. You're going to have a rookie quarterback. If you don't have the rookie quarterback, you're going to have Trubisky, which I don't feel comfortable with either one of them. So I feel like they're going to run heavily on the running backs. Last year, he did a tremendous job catching the ball. Power back, when he gets into open field, he's just a beast as well. But I feel like Naji Harris is definitely number 4 on my list.
All right. So coming in at number 4, it's going to be kind of interesting. I actually have Christian McCaffrey.
Oh.
C-Mac. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I put down that he's very good. He's a very good running back. He's just got so much like injury prone. He's had so many injuries. And so I just don't trust him. But you can't deny the talent that's there, because he's a pass catcher. He's a great running back, and I don't want anything to be taken away from him. It's just mostly part of the reason why I put him at number 4 was just because it's mostly due to injury. Because if you're not available, then you're not going to help my fantasy squad. So
right.
There's that.
That's very interesting, and kind of just to piggyback off what he said, I didn't even put him in my top 5, just because of the injury prone thing itself. Yeah. He's been really rocky the past 2 years, but I would say if he's available, I would personally
take a flyer on him.
The only way that I would personally pick him is if he was probably available at number 12 in a 12-man PPR league.
I was about to say that's kind of the same way with me. Is he's got to be probably outside the top 10 and everything, and that's the only way that I would take him. Just because, like I said, talent's there and everything, but I even had trouble keeping him in the top 5 just because of injury history.
Right.
So
number 3,
number 3,
my turn.
Yes.
So for me, number 3, Austin Eckler. And he might be in your top 3, maybe not. But for me, Austin Eckler, obviously we've seen what he's done while Melvin Gordon has been away from the Chargers. Obviously, even whenever he was with the Chargers, he stepped in tremendously and helped that team. But now he's obviously the RB1. He's a tremendous running back. He catches the ball well, kind of like what we said about Naji Harris. But he runs hard as hell. Great running back. He has great vision. And like I said, he has Justin Herbert throwing it to him. So, and in that AFC West division, it's going to be nasty.
There's going to be a lot of points scored.
Exactly. So I feel like Austin Eckler definitely a top 3. I wouldn't even be mad if some people grabbed him as a number 2, as a number 2 running back.
Number 2 pick. Okay.
I mean, it'd be a little bit of surprise, but I wouldn't be mad. You know what I mean? I wouldn't question you.
I would understand it, especially since the guy that I was facing in the championship in our friend Billy's league, I ended up, the only reason why I won was because they ended up benching Austin Eckler, or the Chargers did. So my number 3, Derrick Henry, my boy from the Titans. And literally the reason why it's hard to put him very much higher than 3 because he is coming off of injury. In the Bengals game, he looked like dog shit. There's no way around it. He did not look like his normal self, but in the offseason, all the videos have shown that he's back and he's looking good. And with the fact that we traded away A.J. Brown and everything, looking like the offense is going to be probably centered around Derrick Henry and a play action pass. So that would be probably it's honestly going to probably be pretty good value wherever you get him, just because of the fact that, like I said, he's coming off an injury. He's a freak athlete. So you got to kind of take a chance with him, is what I'm saying. So, but yeah, that's who my number 3 is.
This is funny. I feel like we're kind of just like popcorning because my number 2. Oh wait, I take that back. Do I go with my number 2?
Yeah.
Okay. So my number 2 is actually Jonathan Taylor. So reason why I have Jonathan Taylor, at number 2 is, I mean, you just can't deny that season that he had last year, and even 2 years ago, the emergence of him. You just can't deny him. Obviously, they brought in Matt Ryan, and I feel like moving forward, Jonathan Taylor's going to be the focal point of that offense.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like what I said about these other running backs. He runs hard and he ain't stopping. You know what I mean? He's like a smaller version of Derrick Henry in a way, but Jonathan Taylor, my number 2 running back. You could honestly even pick a number 1 if you wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of went back and forth, and since I'm here, I'm just gonna say it now. Derrick Henry's my number 1. You can't go wrong with, honestly, Derrick Henry or Jonathan Taylor. In my opinion, you can't go wrong with either one of them. But for me, Derrick Henry, I mean, he's one of the best running backs that the league has ever seen. He went down with the injury last year, but I mean, I think it's just a minor speed bump in the road. He's going to be right back, and he's hungry, and I think he's going to definitely tear the league apart this coming up year. So I'm excited to watch him play, man. That's pretty funny. It's hilarious to me that a diehard Titans fan, had Derrick Henry lower than what you had him. So actually, kind of what's funny, at my number 2, Austin Eckler. And obviously for a lot of the reasons that you said, but I think part of it too was PTSD from him almost
the person that had him almost beat me in the championship, so I got to put some respect on his name,
Yep.
And then, of course, number one, I had JT, because he was the top back last season. After Henry went down, he was still on a great pace anyway, and so it would have been him and Henry neck and neck the entire way through. I still think that Henry would have probably taken it just because of the fact that I personally feel like Henry is the more talented running back. However, like I said, he's coming off of an injury, but you can't deny the talent that JT has. He's nasty and kind of like what you said. I mean, the Colts are probably going to be featuring him since they got old man Matt Ryan, and that they hopefully learned their lesson from before. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But with that being said, did you have one or two sleepers?
I actually have two sleepers.
Okay, so do I. All right, let's see if we have similar sleepers.
So I have one sleeper, and the other one is not necessarily a sleeper, but a sleeper, and I'll get to that.
Okay.
But first, I'm gonna get to my actual first sleeper. My first sleeper is James Cook, brother of Davin Cook. So rookie coming in from Georgia. I'm an idiot. Yeah. So I feel like they got a seal in him, man, for real. I feel like he's going to start immediately. Mm-hmm. He's a great back. I watched him a little bit in college, so I'm excited to watch him, man. So keep your eyes out for James Cook if he's available, like towards the later rounds.
Right.
If you see James Cook in there, or even towards the middle of the rounds, or like there's like no more running back talent, and you have no running backs, don't be afraid to pick up James Cook.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's my sleeper.
Interesting. So one of my sleepers is going to be Mr. Nick Chubb. Mm-hmm. Part of the reason why I went with Nick Chubb is because regardless of everything going on over there in Cleveland, more than likely, if they don't get that quarterback situation resolved, then you know what they're going to be doing? They're going to be running the ball a whole lot. Mm-hmm. And as far as I know or am concerned right now, Nick Chubb is still RB1 over there. They do running back by committee, but it's mostly Nick Chubb getting the carries. So he's definitely somebody that you should watch out for, especially since that Cleveland offense, it's still good. It's still going to be good, even if Baker is starting and stuff, because what they're going to be doing is they're going to be hammering that ball down people's throats. So yeah. Who's your other, I guess, not so sleeper?
All right, so this one, Ezekiel Elliott. So he's actually ranked under ESPN. He's ranked as a 17th running back. So, jeez. And I think he's going into year 6. Year 6, I think it is, or year 7. I think it's year 6.
I think it is year 6.
But all those other years, like he's always been projected like a top 5 running back fantasy wise. And I think over the last year and especially going into this year, they kind of been writing him off. And yeah, he didn't have his greatest season last year, but he was still a productive running back. Oh, yeah. And it's kind of tough because you got Tony Pollard, who's been playing really well as well.
Yeah, I had Tony Pollard on my squad, and he was really good.
Right. For me. But I feel like Ezekiel Elliott, I feel like he has a chip on his shoulder. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he knows that freaking Pollard is right behind him.
Oh, yeah.
And then I did see a comment. I think, of course, Mike McCarthy was like, Ezekiel Elliott is like, he's like pretty much like in the best shape of his life, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know how true that is or if it's just hype or whatever.
Well, I mean, I think the last couple of games, last 2 or 3 games that they played, Zeke was playing out of his mind.
Right.
He was doing really good. He was coming on at the end of the year, and I think that he was probably listening to a lot of those people that were saying that Pollard's going to overtake him.
Right. So I don't know. I feel like Zeke's going to have a good year. Not in my top 5, of course, but I do feel like if he's available within like the maybe 2nd or 3rd round, definitely grab him depending on the talent.
Would you take him or Tony Pollard first?
Oh, I'd take Zeke first for sure.
You think so?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I actually would probably take Pollard.
Interesting.
And just because of availability and everything else, Pollard's done everything that they've needed him to do, like just to step in. But he also came in clutch for me last season.
Right.
So my sleeper, Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs.
Okay. Yeah. He's on a pretty good, while not super flashy, Vegas team, the Sin City Raiders. I also just wanted to say that, but no, he's a very good running back, and he's very underrated, and he kept a lot of people in a lot of games last season too. So he's a good running back as long as he can stay healthy.
The only thing that scares me is do they still have Kenny and Drake?
I'm not sure, but no.
But anyways, yeah, Josh Jacobs, I like that sleeper. I didn't really, I guess, consider him, but yeah, that's a good one.
And the only reason why is because he's just very consistent. He's consistently good. So, right. But yeah, so that's our running backs. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know what you guys think about our list and everything, because as always, we'd like to hear from you guys. So yeah, Jesse, you got anything else for our lovely viewers?
If you didn't watch our last episode, it's about quarterbacks for fantasy football.
Yep.
Our next episode will be on wide receivers. So if it's out, go check it out. If it's not out, tune in for that. If you have any questions, comments, if you like our list, let us know down below in the comment section on YouTube. But other than that, that's all I got, man.
Absolutely. Definitely make sure, because as soon as all these videos come out, we're going to throw them on a playlist for fantasy football, since it's right around the corner. That way you guys can just click on through and watch all of it. All these episodes are relatively short, so it shouldn't take you too long to get through them. Head over to firstroundbuy.com for all merch needs and to check out former videos and everything. With that being said, I'm going to catch my breath and tell you guys, we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.